how to find the best wholesale deals in 2023. Guys, this is Rick Ginn, and I'm going to bring you my 21 years experience and my experience of doing wholesaling today on how to find the best deals today by using the most unconventional means possible that actually work. So before I get into it, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button. You hit that subscribe button so you can continue to receive videos just like this. So how do we do it? In a sea of saturation of wholesale marketing, well, how are we going to find the best deals in 2023? And I like to use a terminology for marketing because let's face it, if you do traditional marketing in wholesaling, you are not going to last long. What do I mean? If you're going to do paid radio ads, paid TV ads, if you're going to do billboards, all that other stuff, they never, ever last. Why? Because everybody does it. And if it was that simple, we'd all be doing the exact same thing to get results. The reality is, in wholesaling, you are looking for a niche list. You are looking for that 1 to 2.5% of people that really need to sell their house as fast as possible. How do we find those people? Let's jump into it. I like to use a terminology called guerrilla marketing. The idea of guerrilla marketing was back in the day when a superior army that, say, had 50,000 soldiers had to deal with a small army of say 300 to 500. Honestly, if you look at it on paper, you are dead. And if we look at our advertising giants on TV, you look at the big corporations. I'm not going to name any specifically. They've got billions and billions of dollars, over 100 years of marketing experience, an entire team and a corporational structure. And we have to go up and compete with it, especially you new wholesalers. So you have to use the guerrilla marketing approach. Basically, this is the Navy SEALs of wholesale marketing. Why do I say that? Because you are going up against a troop of 50,000 and you're less than 300 people. How do you do that? You have to have the appearance that you're big, you're strong, and the key is you have to have precision. So how does a 300-person army attack a 50,000? They have points of attacks. They find choke-off points, and they attack, and they give the appearance that they're much, much larger than they actually are. They are much better at it, and you mess with the psyche of these large corporations. Guys, this is guerrilla marketing. You are ambushing, you are surprising, and you are overwhelming. That's how great guerrilla marketing works. And I'm going to show you in this how I use guerrilla marketing in 2023 and how you can take advantage of using this system. So the definition of guerrilla marketing is creation of the competitive edge using precise marketing action. That's all it is. And it is a fancy word, but I'm going to tell you, in 2023, nobody talks about this because these are strategies I used back in 2003, and it's what gave me the competitive advantage, and I've picked the stuff that actually works today. So we've broken down guerrilla marketing in 4 main categories, and I want to show you how you can employ these strategies in the market in 2023. Number 1, cooperation over competition. Instead of sitting there and just fighting with all your other wholesalers, all the realtors, all the brokers, all these people you have to deal with, look at them as potential partnerships. Guys, I make a large portion of my income doing JVs, just short for joint ventures. This is where I partner up people sometimes that don't have the expertise I do, but they have the lead, and we partner up 50-50 and everybody makes money. Guys, in my first 2 years, over half my deals were JVs. I relied on this technique so I could focus on working with motivated sellers, and then I had to figure out dispositions down the road. You can do the exact same thing. You can train your realtors on how to work with you as a wholesaler, and the key is to talk to them before they have a listing and let them know if you have an old property that's maybe beat up, that's not going to live up to the MLS standards, you can buy it for cash and pay them their full commission. You also let them know if you have a tired listing, it's just not going anywhere, you can't get the offers, it needs a cash buyers, reach out to me and I'd be glad to help you out. See, it doesn't stop there. I'm not talking about doing the average stuff. Guerrilla marketing means you go above and beyond and you find strategies to get you the most penetration for the maximum results. Think about this. Go to your local RIA meetings. That stands for REIA, Real Estate Investor Associations. And like these meetings, sometimes you have to pay, sometimes you get them for free, whatever, it's no big deal. But it's not the meeting itself that's value because they're probably going to try to sell you a bunch of crap. I'm just going to be brutally honest with you. The value in it is going early and networking with individuals and then staying in the parking lot afterwards or getting a cup of coffee or whatever, or get some dinner with the real estate investors. You find cash buyers there. You find newbies that want a joint venture. They need people with money. You find people that actually have deals, and you have people that have precise, accurate knowledge of what's going on in your local market. Guys, I got so many deals out of RIAs. It's phenomenal. And I have 5 RIAs within an hour's drive from my local market. And I employed this heavily in my first 5 years of wholesaling. This is a strategy of guerrilla marketing on how you can work with your competition to actually make a win-win situation. Guys, think about this, podcast interviews. Some of you guys do podcasts with my son, Zach, and you promote your businesses. You can do the exact same thing outside of us. You can go find people and let them know, hey, I do JV deals with you. I can show you how I can share deals. It is endless. There's so many podcasts out there. There's no barriers to entry. It seems like everybody has a podcast. So if you think you're going to get traction from it and you think it's going to be an advertising platform for you, jump on it. Give full disclosure to the person giving the podcast, get permission. And guys, this is how you maximize your marketing dollars, because if you don't have to spend any money on a podcast and you get 3 deals off of a podcast, you just employed guerrilla marketing. Step number 2 in guerrilla marketing is utilizing new technologies. And most of you watching this video, you get it. Like SMS, cold calling with multi-line dialers. The platforms are absolutely endless, and we can go through it on this part. If you can figure out how to use today's technology on a lot of the old school guerrilla marketing methods, you can create a synergy that is unbelievable. Let me give you a few examples. Digital bandit signs. We teach you how to do this over at freewholesaling.com. This is the art of basically like an old school bandit sign you'd put on the side of the street. We just teach you how to put it on social media, Facebook groups, Instagram. It is endless. And guys, this is an organic method, and here's the really cool part. It's free. It can go viral for you, and it will absolutely maximize your deals. How much better can you get than actually getting free advertising dollars and actually getting deals? You can't get more guerrilla marketing than that. Also, we teach you how to utilize garage sales. You all know there's great opportunities at garage sales. There's a lot of tired landlords that they have tenants doing midnight move outs. With the advent of technology, now you can find these garage sales easily online, and you can beat them to the punch. And you could reach out to that landlord and go, listen, I see you're having a garage sale. He says, what do you mean? You just use technology to give you a huge advantage. This is what guerrilla marketing does. You're attacking, you're surprising, and you're overwhelming them with data. And from that, you're actually helping them out. And you can be there first when they make a decision. Craigslist, Facebook, Instagram. You guys use DMs. You can contact motivated sellers through DMs of all these social media sites. It's unbelievable. You guys do it with me. I know it's out there. And honestly, a lot of people read their DMs just as much as they do a regular text message. Launch control is just an unbelievable technology. If you're going to use the SMS platform, make sure you check that out. Obviously, you have LinkedIn, which has amazing marketing advantages. And then don't forget ChatGPT, BART, the AI technologies. They can do so much of the heavy lifting for you, so much of the ad copy, content. Honestly, logo creations, it's unbelievable what you can do. Utilize these new technologies and marry them to old school techniques. This is guerrilla marketing that just goes through the roof. It is an infinite return. If you're not taking advantage of this in 2023, you are missing the boat. The third section of guerrilla marketing is developing niche lists. And remember, in the beginning of this video, I said wholesaling is all about creating niche lists. And niche list is what we do. If you want to learn how to do this in particular, go over to freewholesaling.com, but I'm going to give you a couple ideas on how to do it. The best niche lists are the ones that, number one, you can create yourself. The easiest one to do is driving for dollars. But wait a minute, like that's an old school technique. But guys, there is amazing technology that you can tie in through Deal Machine. We do entire videos on this at freewholesaling.com, where you can click a button on your phone and create an entire list. Doing driving for dollars. The old school way, I had to carry around a yellow pad. I had to write them all down. Honestly, guys, there's better ways to do it, but these lists work well because you look at houses that are tired, overgrown grass, boarded up windows. You know the story. You get this list. They're typically where there's a story on a beat up, dilapidated house. There's usually a motivated seller behind it. Make sure you get that. You can also employ reverse driving for dollars, specifically on certain types of government lists. that you pull. Reverse driving for dollars is simply putting a yellow sticky on the door saying a quick question about your house. It's Rick, you put your phone number on there. You put out 100 stickers, 20 people call you back. You just saved 80 headaches. And from those 20 people, you try to see who you can set an appointment with. Now, as far as those government lists, pre-foreclosures, probates, eviction lists, you can get all that at the county courthouse. As far as your cities and counties, go look for your code violation list and your tax delinquencies. These are all wonderful lists that you can do reverse driving for dollars. And guys, the government lists, number one, they're free, but you're going to have to work to get these lists. And we teach you at freewholesaling.com how you can use our AI section, particularly in ChatGPT, so you can thoughtfully create emails and have them sent to request these lists, so you can at least send out a mass email so you can see if you can get any low-hanging fruit and get it done quickly. A lot of times you're gonna have to follow up with a phone call and even personal visits. To overcome resistance, you must be persistent. Don't forget that. And then you can go to listrei.com and you can pull up the pre-probates, which means anybody had a death certificate that owns a property in that county. They're going to be on that target list. That's usually a good sign. Where there's smoke, there's fire. That's a great one. The other list you can do are the vacant land and the zombie properties, which is wonderful on there. And if you have a paid subscription with that, that's all included up to 10,000 leads. Check it out at listrei.com. And then let's get into the real niche like specialty list in 2023 that works really well. Number one, you've got to get your fire damaged properties. You simply get them from your fire department. Overwhelm them with kindness and niceness, and you should get far with that. Number two, if you have a public utility company, you can get the water shutoffs. Rick, why do I want the water shutoffs? Think about this. If someone's shut off the water, either a tenant's moving out or a homeowner has severe financial problems, no water in the house, usually indicates there's going to be some sort of sale at some point, and you have an incredible advantage by getting that information. Also, don't forget the arrest records. What do you mean, Rick? Arrest records? Yes, people get arrested to go away to jail. A lot of times they need cash. They need their house to be sold. Now, there's a lot of drama with these, but they work out really well. And what you want to find out, people that have multiple offenses, and you can pull this up from your local police department, your sheriff's department, and cross-reference it to see if they own property. Listen, you get arrested, they got bigger issues. A lot of times them selling their house is the right move. I bought plenty of these, and especially in 2023, and you definitely want to get this information. And don't forget about your local bail bondsman. Rick, why would you do a bail bond? Guys, this is a niche list. People that go to jail have to post bail, and they usually buy a bond. So if they have a $100,000 bond, they got to put up $10,000, and they usually secure it with a lien in a first position against the house. If they can't pay that back or they don't make their court date, that actually the bail bondsman can foreclose on the house. They do this on a regular basis. You'd be shocked. I found this by accident a long time ago. Check out with your bail bondsman, especially in 2023. And coming in section number 4 of guerrilla marketing is what we call precise networking. What do I mean by this? I went over it a little bit when I first talked about doing the JV deals, but let's expand on this and show you how you can make this work for 2023. Guys, don't overlook realtor events, open houses, like realtor gatherings. I'm not talking about you sponsoring and doing anything. Just go as a cash buyer. Don't go as a wholesaler. They'll eat you alive. And just network with them. Find the ones that actually want to work with someone like you, a cash buyer, and let them know if they ever have a house that needs work or they can't sell, or before they put it on the market, that you can buy and fix it up and possibly even relist it with them. Don't promise it, but that is what we call precise networking. Don't forget about any type of investor meetups or masterminds. Be careful of the word mastermind. A lot of the masterminds are just disguised investor boot camps trying to get you to buy a course. I don't want you to do that. Find organic masterminds or where they have group events, or make sure they're really cheap, $100 or less, and go and network with them, because that's where you can find potential JV partners, people with specialized knowledge, and then they can give you intel to help you build your list, and you can help them out as well. Remember, you always want to bring value to every conversation you have. Don't just go take from people. But honestly, I get a lot of information from other investors, and when we work well together, both parties benefit. Guys, don't overlook lawyers. I know they seem intimidating, but probate lawyers honestly are one of the best ways to connect. If you ever have a closing with a probate lawyer, that's where you take time and introduce yourself, honestly, trying to introduce yourself to a probate lawyer cold, it usually doesn't go well. If they see you at a closing, they know you're for real and they could possibly give you referrals. That's one of my better techniques that really works in 2023. Don't overlook your title companies. They just don't do title. They have a pulse on your entire community of who does deals, who are the best realtors, who are the best cash buyers, who are the best hard money people. They know everybody. Develop a relationship with them, do business with them, and then see if they can help you with any type of leads. Guys, I get so many leads from my local title companies. It's unbelievable. They know everybody, and honestly, they do hundreds of transactions a month. After years, they have more data than you could compile in like 50 years. Use your title companies. Remember, be kind and offer them a beneficial relationship. The idea is the more deals you can close, the more business you can provide them. That is precise network marketing. Another area people overlook is the courthouse. And you want to talk about guerrilla marketing? If you have someone in a probate that's ghosting you, they have a docket online on their court case, and you can find out when their hearings are. Now, my recommendation is not to actually go in the hearing, but I've done this multiple times for big profit deals. I accidentally run into them on the elevator, in the hallway, or waiting outside the court, and just say, listen, I was over here pulling some lists. Why are you here? You know, what's going on with that property? And a lot of times that is the best way to sneak attack them because they've been ghosting you. A lot of times they're waiting to give you good information. But guys, what do you have to lose? I'm trying to teach you the competitive advantage of how to use these tactics to be successful in 2023 because most wholesalers won't do this. I'm going to give you one more that's going to push it over the edge a little bit. I used to implore my mailman to get me lists of houses that constantly got foreclosure notices. They know exactly what they look like. I'm going to be honest, this is controversial. I'm not, but you can ask. You can't get in trouble for asking. Most mailmen won't do it, but just keep in mind, you've got to think unconventionally in guerrilla marketing when it comes to finding deals in 2023. And understand, you're in the business of finding niche lists. Niche list requires unusual tactics, unconventional ways to do it. And if you think like an average large corporation, you will never make it in wholesaling. You have to think about guerrilla marketing. I've taught you the 4 critical areas and how you can employ guerrilla marketing in today's wholesaling market in 2023. Let me know in the comments which methods you're taking advantage and which ones excite you the most. And as usual, if you got value from this video, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe notification button so I can continue to bring the best information on wholesaling today. Guys, this is Ginn, and I'll see you in the next video.